IVM.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Hello and welcome to Simplified, the weekly podcast that is recorded at 7 a.m. in the hope that the early bird will catch the earworm. We don't do much else except waking up early and creating an exclusive clubhouse of sorts, of which we have no idea. Therefore, today we have a special guest joining us who is Meghnad, who's been on the show before, but before my time. So welcome, Meghnad.
Hi guys. Hello friends.
Yes. So Meghnad is he is content junkie and your friendly local anti-national. So he does some things with News Laundry which we cannot discuss because हमको डर लगता है. But today here we are to discuss something fairly non-controversial, or actually no, pretty controversial considering the volume of chatter that happens on there, which is not kosher. But yeah, so we're here to discuss audio chats. Now, audio chat is any platform that allows people to simply just talk in real time with each other and create rooms and spaces or whatever the terminology is where they can come and discuss things together. So there are Clubhouse is obviously the most popular, the most popular name out there. But there are plenty of platforms like Twitter Spaces, like Spotify. What is the Spotify thing called?
Isn't it called Green Room?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Green Room, yes. Spotify,
Nice
Green
name,
Room.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And does anyone know what the Facebook one is called? New one?
It's called, what is it called? Facebook Audio something.
Clearly, there are too many of them for us
Yeah.
to...
The best opportunity to call it could be Zakar Bakar. So that is a good opportunity there. But anyway, so here we are to discuss Meghnad. Qualifications of Meghnad to be on this is he is regularly on Clubhouse because News Laundry pays him to do it, I think, to do as such. But he's also experimented with all of these different platforms and also been one of the few content creators who have actually translated their podcast into an audio chat format in some way. So we are here to discuss all of these aspects, and we'll discuss what this platform entails and how this is changing the way content is being produced, created, and consumed. So, Meghnad, do you want to tell us a bit about your experimentation with audio chat?
Yeah, my expertise. I'll just show off my... No, I also thank you for having me. I love your podcast. I was here once before.
Yay!
And I listened to you on and off. So I'm very happy to be here. My expertise here is that I'm an avid podcast listener. I'm a podcaster as well. Then other than that, so essentially audio. Then other than that, I started a cult on Discord. So I'm a gamer as well. So I use Discord a lot. And during lockdown, I was going crazy and I was like, oh my God, no socialization. So I started a cult of my own. And there we used to have like weekly audio chat debates with the members, etc. That was the first time I actually did this audio chat sort of like live audio chat sort of experimentation. Then after that, I tried Twitter Spaces because I'm an Android user, Garib. All these iPhone people had Clubhouse and they were like, I was like FOMO. But then Clubhouse launched. By the way, Twitter Spaces was garbage. So then I was very upset. But then Clubhouse launched an Android version and I was like, yay, I went in. And then since then, I've been using Clubhouse. Initially, I was using it obsessively. Yeah. Now I'm like using it like every once in a while. I mean, like... Yeah.
Same here.
Usage has gone down, but I still use it. Now I know what rooms to host, when to host.
Does anyone remember Yahoo chat rooms where you could like...
Yahoo Messenger?
Yeah, no, but they had like chat rooms where you could enter and basically there'd be different themes and not voice
So it
chat.
was
Oh,
on the
yeah,
same.
It was
of course,
unregulated, and you
It
could
was
just like
basically ASL.
yeah. But
ASL, please.
ASL done
ASL,
in
please.
public. It
Okay.
was quite nice.
Oh man, yeah.
Mm.
No, but the one thing, Meghnad, on what you said, there are a lot of OG Discord users who are all like thumbing their noses at this what is called the audio chat revolution, because they're like, we were doing audio chat before it was cool.
Exactly. I was like, why is everybody so excited about this? Gamers have been doing this for like what, years? I've been doing this for a while. So I'm a very avid multiplayer gamer. So I play Dota a lot. I play other games like, Among Us being one of them, which was crazy right now. And I have some friends. I have some Discord servers I'm on. I don't even know them. I don't even know their names. They're just anonymous people I play with. So so I've been like on Discord for a while now because of this. And audio chat being like, because it's a game and you need very less latency when you're playing, and you need to talk to each other on a real time basis. So Discord had sort of perfected that thing where the latency was very low, the audio quality was acceptable, and you could clearly communicate with your fellow multiplayer gamers quickly. So so then there you had like channels which you could create. So for the people who don't know Discord, it's like Reddit, only real time. Right. So and also with voice chat, of course. So it's like you can create channels, text channels on different themes and whatever. You can create rooms, audio rooms. And also you can code a lot in that. Essentially, you can change your server to look in a certain way, feel in a certain way. What happens when people come in, like they see an intro screen with whatever you want to do. So like, for instance, News Laundry now has a Discord server for its subscribers, right? So in there, they can interact with it. So it's like a community building exercise, Discord now. So from gamers, they are also like sort of shifting to just a general, community app, right? So now there are community servers. Like I started one, which was just people who are interested in debating and talking about philosophy and politics can come on this server. I called it Hyperlinkers because why not? And essentially we started off because it was like a fun thing, like fun sort of experiment in a way as well, where if you remember, Twitter started this function sometime in 2019 where you could restrict who responds to your tweets.
Oh yeah. Only your followers can do that.
Yeah, only your followers. So you can either keep it public, so that trolls can come in and gallify you. Then you can keep it, people you follow can only respond. And then there is people only if you mention people, they can respond. So 3 options, right? I thought that's damn fun. So I started, I tweeted out saying, listen, if you are able to respond to this, you are now officially a part of my cult. I'm starting a cult and you're officially a part of it. So then people were like, oh my God, I want to join this cult. So then I started following random people who are telling me that they want to join my cult and welcoming them to the cult. So then they said, why don't you have a Discord server? So I'm like, cool. So we have a Discord server and then people come in with invite only. We have tests for people to come in to join the cult and everything.
Oh my God.
Random shit we did, basically. There was where I understood the value of real-time audio interaction. Right. Because as podcasters, we understand the power of audio. Right. You guys wouldn't be doing this for 5 years unless you really thought there's some value to it. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
You would think so, but sure.
I mean, but basically there are enough 5-year undergraduate
we've all been
courses
bloggers. We've all been bloggers, and we know how much more powerful audio is over blogging, over the written word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
so you are able to say, and intonation matters, right? So if you write something, you really can't convey what you're emphasizing, what you're not. When you're speaking, that comes through much better. So yeah, it's more impactful.
Absolutely. And I've been listening to podcasts for as long as podcast existed, I guess. But the News Laundry is big on podcasts, right? So we have like the NL Hafta, which is a subscriber-only podcast. We have NL Charcha, which I regularly am a co-host of that podcast. It's a Hindi version of NL Hafta. Then we have Let's Talk About, which is a constructed podcast for specific issues. We started this thing called NL versus NL, where subscribers can battle it out over whether tea is better and coffee is better, or Mumbai is better or Delhi is better. Some random topics we chose. Communism is better or capitalism, etc. So News Laundry has been experimented with podcasts a lot. And I have also done a podcast with IVM, right? How to Citizen. I think podcasting is such a great way to set formats, if that makes sense. Because with video, you have to care about a lot more things than audio. But with audio, if you have to make a constructed podcast, you can bring in sound effects and, whatever. If you're doing like a podcast like I did, the conversation bit, like I was calling in comedians to read chapters with me, 8th grade civics chapters with me. Check it out on IVM. That was a different sort of thing. But again, that format is sort of only possible in a cheap way in audio, right? Like I could do video,
but actually let's
if I do video.
Yeah, so let's take it one step at a time. Where first thing was that about this thing what Naren was talking about, as well as what you mentioned, where statistically that it shows that by that Clubhouse daily average users were like flatlining around March, April time, like when it was only restricted to iPhone. And the moment it opened up to Android, it didn't explode across the other countries, but in India, it just like it quadrupled the daily average users of Clubhouse, and that like really exploded in India. So do you think there's any particular reason why, like maybe it's one thing that Naren said about intonation, but is there anything that makes Indians so attracted to audio chat and places like Clubhouse?
I think the spike is, of course, out of curiosity as well. There is a lot of FOMO that happens with Clubhouse. Like if you remember Gmail, when it launched,
the invites
only, such a FOMO thing. Like everybody was like, oh my God, I want to get on Gmail. Do you have invites, etc.
Yeah, there's also Google Plus, Google Bus, Google Wave, all of these things we got on.
Invite only things, right?
In fact, OnePlus was initially also invite only, where you could buy it on invite. Right, the phone. So that was itself like quite coveted, where you have an opportunity to buy a phone, and that made it really whatever. So yeah, I get your point. So you were saying, go ahead.
And it's interesting also because this comes at a time when during the pandemic, right, where people are mostly virtually interacting over Zoom and everything. And not everyone is comfortable being on camera, even if it's like virtual, right? And say, for instance, if we open up this Zoom room meeting to like random people, they will come in, but most of them would want to keep their cameras off and talk to us rather than, just have like their cameras on and things, right? I think this came at a very opportune time, Clubhouse, essentially. They sort of capitalized on that, and they came up with this whole concept of just an audio chat, right? Then they kept it real time, and you can't even record it, right? So it's like super ephemeral. So for social media companies, it's great. It's like, oh my God, no responsibility. Everybody's just saying things and we don't have to do anything about it. But they now do. We'll come to that. But like the point was that it was like, I think it is essentially a way to form communities again, right? Social media is all about forming communities, and Zuckerberg's favorite word, community. And we sort of start trying to form communities on Twitter. We have communities on Facebook. We have communities on different social media platforms. And this one is, I think, the most authentic way to do it at the moment, which is through audio. Because amazing stuff happens because trolls can't really troll properly on Clubhouse, right? I mean, they try. I appreciate the effort when they come in and
they have such a small window of doing it. So just for a reference, for the people who don't listen, who aren't part of audio chat platforms, especially Clubhouse, there are three tranches of it, right? There are people who are there are moderators. There are moderators who open the room, who are running the room, who are basically the controlling the room, who can talk, who cannot talk, stuff like that. Then there are speakers. Speakers can be invited by from the audience who are there. They can raise their hand and be called up to speak, and they can be part of that. And then there is the audience, and in the audience also there are two tranches. One is you have like audience members who are followed by the other speakers, so they sit on a hierarchy. So it's a very Savarna caste system based thing where you sit on a certain pedestal over there, where you have like people who are followed by the speakers. So these must be potential people who are worth listening to and could be called up by the other speakers. And there are this general rabble. And I'm sorry?
It's a podcast system.
It's a podcast system, exactly. And then there are just other listeners.
Yeah.
So going from where Meghnad was saying about the trolls, you have to go through a lot of trouble to come troll. Firstly, you have to raise your hand. Then you have to wait to be called up. So you have to have the patience that you have to be there. You just can't enter a room, yell and leave, right? You have to wait to be called up. The moderator will do their own due diligence in some ways on whatever level to call you up. And the moment you are up, you can unmute and start yelling obscenities. But it literally takes the moderator less than like 3-4 seconds, because it's an audio platform. It's not like someone will ignore your shouting. You are the one shouting. And so the normal length of trolling would be no more than 3 to 4 seconds. And before you are kicked out and banned. And in fact, the banning system on Clubhouse is also quite comprehensive. You apparently get a black shield of some sort or something like that, right?
You get a black shield, but if your account, so essentially if I block someone on Clubhouse, right, any room that I enter, they can't enter. So it's very fascinating. So essentially you end up blocking an entire network as a result, right? So and it's an automatic thing. They don't even have to try, right? So essentially, for instance, now I have a lot of followers on Clubhouse, right? And I block someone and I create a room which has like say 300, 400 people in it. All those 300, 400 people will be as a result blocked during that period of time, right? When someone tries to enter, because I have blocked that person. And similarly, if that person also enters the room, I can't enter, obviously. So as a result, I also have no access to a lot of other rooms, but that's great. I mean, I don't care.
Right. So again, that's really good filtration function where trolling is very low. So
the first 3 to 4 seconds means single syllable galis are now in.
Someone, and like now, so trolls also have advanced on Clubhouse a little bit, right? First they used to come and be like, la, 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 and then go away, right? Now they come in, make farting noises, cow noises, some random other noises. Or like they just say one gali and then go away, because they know that 3-4 seconds mein kuch to bhi karna hai.
Oh man, no, this was the most hilarious. I was part of a room with, I'm sure he'll find it, Venkat Anand and I think what's this guy's name, that Bhogle, Chinmay, his son. So the two of them have some kind of content creation platform where they talk about the whole tech space and what are the rules and regulations around tech space. So it's very technical, right? And they're talking about, okay, these are the laws that are there in the US, some freedom of information, this something they're talking. And obviously the room has a very small following, and they have like, so there were about 20 people in the room and 4 people speaking. So, and the thing is, because they are all talking like that, most people were just there to listen. Nobody was raising their hands as much. Some new lady, like, she looked like a middle-aged woman. She joined, she raised her hand. Then one person raised her hand, they called her up. She was there, she was quiet. And then very genuinely, she unmuted and said, like, when he was talking about some of these things, she's like, what a boring room, dude. She just said that. There was like a moment of silence, and like everyone was like, and then Venkat was like, ma'am, this is what the room is about. What to do? He was apologetic, and then he kicked her out. So
I've had a very bizarre experience as well, where I just started this one room very randomly, Saturday morning shenanigans or something one day. And again, like a lot of people joined in, and they were just like, some people came up and they were talking to me just about random shit, right? And somehow, and this is the beauty of audio chat apps, if you start like a very general room without any agenda and without anything, it's amazing to see how the conversation flows, right? So we started with something like what if Amit Shah was a Bollywood star or something? I don't know what we were talking about. And then we moved on to stories of school romances or something, right? And we were talking very nicely, everybody was sharing and everything. One troll, of course, comes up again, like was there for a while. So we had called that person up. And what happens is PTR order, which means pull to refresh. So essentially on Clubhouse, what happens is because there are a lot of speakers there, you go by order of who shows up on your list. So every time you refresh, if someone had disconnected and they go away and then they come back, they come back to the position they were in earlier, so that you could keep the order of speakers, right? Because people wait for hours to talk. And that's quite amazing. They would just sit there, listen to you for an hour until their turn comes to speak. So again, like something like this was happening, and 40 minutes went by where that person was there. He was just sitting there and just there, right? Then I was like, "Oh, hi, do you want to share your romance? School romance or whatever?" The guy starts with, yes, I would like to share that you are a Liberando. Ha ha ha. And dude, you waited for that shit. That's amazing dedication. I love this kind of.
Maybe you should have given him like a, चल यार तू लिब्रांडो के अलावा और 2-3 भी दे दे, तू बहुत देर रुका.
My mind was blown by the level of patience that person had, and maybe the level of hatred towards me also. I don't understand. Was it hatred or was this attention-seeking behavior? Whatever it was great.
This is like, if you remember stories from various scriptures where the rishi will sit in tapasya for thousands of years and then the god will come and he'll ask a boon. This is that,
Yeah.
except that when the god comes, you tell him you're a liberando.
And God comes, you are a Liberando.
Incredible. But yeah, I mean, on that note, and going to that thing, as you mentioned, like you have tried to convert your How to Citizen podcast to Clubhouse rooms in some ways, and you have done a couple of them. I've been part of 2 of them so far, and have you done any more? I may have missed them.
No, I've done 2. So I'm doing it on a fortnightly basis now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the 2 that I've been were really cool and really interesting as such, and it adds a whole texture. But from your experience, what do you see? How has this been different from your original podcast run? And what are like the positives and negatives for each?
So as I said, How to Citizen was essentially about bringing in comedians, and we were going through the 8th grade NCERT civics book. Like the last time I was on your podcast was to talk about what we were doing as well.
Yeah,
we had
original
a giant
podcast
discussion
run.
on civics and whether there should be applied civics. I remember this specifically. So the point was that these comedians will come in and read with me and Shreyas, who was my co-host. He's a comedian. Now we thought that because a lot of people have been asking to revive How to Citizen, right? Like season 2 karo, etc. Now the thing is that it takes a lot of work to make something like How to Citizen happen. That's why we did it on a seasonal basis to just see if that works out as well. So what we thought was that because we've already done 8th grade NCERT earlier, we know the content वैसे. So we were thinking that we should do something like this as a live show, right? And this was before Clubhouse actually, because we were genuinely thinking of taking this on the road and stage pe jaake, essentially we would call up some people and then, we would interact with them about an episode, etc. Now Clubhouse came in and I was like, oh, we could actually try this now. And we can actually see if this works out. And it does work out because the podcast, the good thing about good or bad, I don't know how you want to put it. The thing about Clubhouse rooms is that you can't end it in an hour. You just can't do it. Like it's
no way, no chance
to do it. Rooms go on for 3 hours, 4 hours.
Rooms go on for 24 hours and stuff.
Yeah. Incredible amount of time people spend there. And I think that is why there is this explosion of audio chat apps as well. So I start the room and by the time I'm over, it's always like 2.5, 3 hours. right? And it's one chapter, which is like we're going through like 15 pages of.
You don't even finish the whole chapter sometimes.
Yeah. Because people have so much to say and so many interesting things to say. So, like for example, yesterday we did a room, me, Manisha, and Anundya, right? Anundya is ex-NDTV anchor on TV news. How did we get here? Right? Basically, बस rant करना था हमको, सबको, तीनों को, right? So we started this room. It was very fascinating because we had one person who worked on the desk, the edit desk of TV channels. We had one person who anchored a show. We had one person who anchored a business show. And then, they came in and they were like, why did we leave journalism? We were so tired of this TV format. So the good thing about audio chat apps like this is that every time you do something like a room, you have so many perspectives just organically coming in. So with How to Citizen, this is happening like crazy, which is essentially school teachers are coming up who have actually taught civics, right? There are people who have obviously learned civics. They were great at it, bad at it, good at it, whatever. Then there are policy guys, there are lawyers, there are journalists, there are other people who come in who want to talk about it, or some people who just want to come in and talk about their school experience.
Or role play comics.
Yeah. Or role play comics, which we did in podcast, and now we're doing it on Clubhouse. So I feel like it's a more thrilling experience than recording a podcast because you never know where it goes, and it's really fun.
Right. And so in that, actually that raises an important point. Like, is audio chat then becoming a real threat to like classic podcasting, or are they complementary?
I sometimes feel like some of the Clubhouse rooms that I'm on, if they put them out as podcasts as well, I would still listen to them.
Right.
For example, and the thing is with Clubhouse, I've seen like a lot of rooms happening with, like, say for instance, Bhupesh Baghel came there, right? And he was doing a room that can be a great podcast. Bhupesh Baghel with like 6 journalists he was interacting with. I mean, what politician does that nowadays? It's crazy. How? Why? And big journalists also, like shameless journalists, all these anti-nationals. Then you saw how Prashant Kishore did that whole room and it became a giant controversy.
Right.
Where a secret room where Prashant Kishore that was crap because it was an open room.
Yeah, and he said, I'll make the same statements in public also.
Yeah. And that's what he said, that I've been saying this in interviews. Exactly what I said on the Clubhouse. I have said it in interviews. Go back.
And they were calling it leaked.
Yeah. But again, people didn't even know what Clubhouse was. And now there was this secret app where people are having secret conversations about secret things. Then we have Jairam Ramesh who came in, right? Shashi Tharoor who came in, right? And these guys were talking about very boring topics, which is like Rajiv Gandhi and why he was great or whatever. But again, if it was a podcast, maybe I would listen to it. Why not? I feel like it is a complementary thing because conversational podcasts like the one we are having would be interesting to do with a live audience. Right. It's like, think about recording podcasts live. You guys have done a few, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Podcast live recording. So it's that. But I don't think it's a threat because it can't replace constructed podcasts.
Yeah.
I still listen to constructed podcasts, right? I mean, like I just started listening to this this podcast about the North Korean cyber army and attacks that they do. Again, 10 episode series. Can't do it on Clubhouse.
And that's why, and also that point about, see, the people who are into Clubhouse are willing to spend like we did initially, spend 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on podcast on this thing. And you're running that How to Citizen room where you have to be the moderator for 3 hours. So you have to like literally set out a chunk of your evening and do it. And again, the other thing with the podcast being that, so if you're just there to gather the information, I mean, if you want to participate, obviously Clubhouse is a greater experience. But if I want to get the summary and get a gist of what there is, and also get a level of, the other thing about Clubhouse, which I find is that, you will get some amazing perspectives, but you have to sift through some of the crap.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You aren't able to just get to like the good opinions and know about the people you're talking to. Like the one that you talked about, the one with the 6 journalists and stuff. You already know that there is a respected panel. So I'll be there and I'm ready to like participate and all that stuff. But otherwise, there's like so many rooms that you enter which have interesting topic names, but actually turn out to be utter garbage because some some guy who doesn't know anything is talking to other people who don't know anything as well.
Also, it's very interesting because you find out how moderators also do things.
Yeah.
Right. Essentially, it's all about moderating the room well. Because apart from trolling, there are obviously people who just want to talk. Right. And it's okay. I mean, I get it. Like, we are all lonely. We all want some sort of interaction, human interaction. And there is this app where you could instantly make friends, like literally go there and try to impress like a bunch of 300 people. And maybe 5 people will come talk to you afterwards. It's really sad, but it is true.
Absolutely. Fully agree.
It is. And I completely get where they're coming from. So if they find a room, which is like just a general random room, they just want to go up on stage and talk about something, like which they want to be a part of the conversation. They want to share their stories. They were like, oh my God. And also there is this one thing which I find very interesting. So for instance, I'm sort of a known personality now. Whenever I start a room, a lot of people come there and share stories because I'm listening there. Right? They're like, oh my God, Meghnad is listening to my stories as well. I want to, and he's letting me do this. So it's very heartfelt as well that, that person feels like that about me or anybody on stage. But it's crazy as well because, like for instance, when people start rooms, like me, Manisha and Anindya are doing the room, right? When would it be that someone would come up on stage and talk to all 3 of us, say in a conference?
Yeah.
Right? And in a conference, there would be a question answer session in the end where everybody's like, nahi, keep your questions pointed, last 10 minutes, ek sentence mein bolo, why are you going on this rant? Clubhouse actually encourages you to rant.
Yeah.
Where it's like, once you go on stage, people get offended because they're like, I have been waiting here for the last 40 minutes to talk to you. How dare you?
And the EQ thing, especially with a lot of new listeners who don't understand what the PTR order is like and how you have to speak in this thing. Some new guy has been invited on stage and they unmute and start talking, right? And then you should see the classic Indian queue mentality. Hey, line nahi kaatne ka. Hey, everyone's waiting. Hey, kya kar raha? Pija. So, like, everyone's like...
Essentially, I mean, it makes more sense for people who want to speak than listen in some senses, right? Because in a podcast, I can obviously play it at 1.5x speed or whatever. There's automatically a filter that comes in and stuff like that. Whereas, I mean, Clubhouse, really, you have to invest a lot of time.
I agree.
One more thing is, you would listen to a podcast if you want to find out something about a subject, and you would listen to a Clubhouse if you want to find out what people are thinking about that subject.
And fully agree. But that, Tony, what you said is very true. But also, I'd say that even if those people who like to listen and who may listen to a podcast like Simplified, right? I mean, while it is more difficult to be able to curate and find good rooms where you'll get that conversation, if they are actually really interested in good opinion or any other like perspective podcasts, they might find a lot of joy in listening to Clubhouse rooms because Clubhouse rooms will be very rich. And even if they don't want to share, listening in might be actually it'll be an interesting, it's almost like a long rambling read version of a article. And where you're able to like, okay, detours are allowed. Take a detour. Go, come back. We'll come back to the topic. But then again, it comes down to the moderator.
One quick question I wanted to ask, is, you mentioned that Twitter Spaces is not that great. So why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I think one thing, so I will come back to the point where I was saying this audio app explosion, right? So now for people to understand what social media companies do, they form this community not out of the goodness of their heart, but because they want you to spend time on their app, right? So once you know that there are a lot of people on a particular app, that's how Facebook works. Now Facebook, say for instance, will promote more community and people, friends posts. That is what their latest thing was. Essentially, because they want you to spend more time there so that they can sell you ads, they can take your data and sell it to other people for products and whatever. Clubhouse, I saw my usage statistics in the first week. I ended up spending like 5.5 hours every day just listening to random people, right? Now it's come down, but it is still like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I'm very surprised because throughout the day when I'm working, whenever there is like break time, like lunch or whatever, I put on my headphones and I'm inside a room listening to people. Raat ko, if I'm like doing nothing, I'm feeling like having coffee and then I'm just listening to people. Morning, like before work or something of that sort, I have some time, I'm listening to people. And random things, I really love the UFO rooms now. I go there a lot. I love the flat earth rooms. There is this one room that runs pretty much every day. Flat earth. Very fun rooms. Like there is like one which is about chanting the Hanuman Chalisa twice a day, right? Like something like that. And then there are of course political rooms. There are like
I mean, so many rooms about how Brahmins are oppressed.
Oh yeah.
Those are amazing. Yeah.
Me and Shrikit interacted a lot in this procrastination station.
There's one, so there's an amazing, so that's actually, I was just coming to that. Like there's an amazing room that this comedian Ayushi Jagat, she runs, which is called Procrastination Station, where basically you come and talk about what you're procrastinating right now, right?
Yeah.
And Meghnad and I were like, I think we spent once like 3 hours or something on that room together or something like that. So we spent like...
And it starts at like ridiculous 4 a.m. or something.
Yeah, so whenever Ayushi wakes up and whenever she's not able to sleep, she'll start the room and it runs like the entire till afternoon. All right, it's every morning, runs till the afternoon. So some of the days in the middle, I think I was on leave or something. That entire leave I spent on Clubhouse. So
yeah,
that period, that procrastination station. So in fact, the funny thing was, and that's where it links back to the original one. So a couple of times, I think. Ayushi had to take a break and go somewhere. So Meghnad, you and I were moderating at one point in time. And then one other time I was moderating it. So the other time when I was like, I took over moderating, I was just like, I got into podcast host mode. And I was like, yeah, so this is my podcast. I'm running it. And then Ayushi was back. I didn't notice I was running it. And then Ayushi is like, dude, you're doing this so well. You're running this thing better than I am. And I'm like, no, I just got into podcast host mode, dude. This is how that made me think that, okay, I mean, I'm not a professional podcaster, but I have some experience of podcasting and how it makes a difference. First, in some cases, like when I see Ayushi moderating, she obviously doesn't do podcasts, but she's become a podcast host through Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Right. And there are people who might have very important, interesting points to give, but their rooms are in disarray because they don't know how to moderate.
But that's what Shrikit, the thing, Ayush is a comedian, right? And I've heard a lot of comedians do this now. They're all there, like all the budding comedians are there because they get to practice their crowd work.
Material, and their craft.
Material and crowd work there. Like,
crowd work and all that stuff,
it's like in audio format, but still they get a reaction on what they think about the jokes and whatever material. So a lot of comedians are always there. They're also doing rooms, open mics or whatever, and anybody can come up and do their thing.
And in fact, it was so cool because I was talking to Ayushi herself. She's not a super big comedian, but she's only popular like maybe around Bombay, Pune area. And she got to go and perform in a queer comedian group from which had comedians from the US and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she got like a big applause from those guys and all that. And she was so excited because she's like, I never even performed like in outside of Bombay. And she suddenly gets to perform with like comedians in the US and stuff and gets that validation, gets the feedback from them and all that stuff. So it has become a platform, especially for content creators. It's become like a really content creators of a certain type, like who are comedians and stuff like that. It's become a real great platform to share that.
So you're basically saying this is their chance to get a break. And on that note, maybe we should take a break.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a great segue.
I went off from Twitter Spaces, but I'll come back to it.
Yeah. We'll come back. Just give us a bit and we'll be right back with Meghnad to talk about audio chat.
Hey, everybody, let me tell you a little bit about what happened on the IVM Podcast Network this week. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus was joined by Irfan Pabani, who is an old friend of his. They talk about the rich flavors of Indian food and Parsi food specifically. He was also joined by author and historian William Dalrymple. They discussed literature, history, and the culture of the Indian subcontinent. And let me give you a few quick things to check out. Chuck, aka Deepak Gopal Krishnan of Simplified and the Origin of Things fame, has Rohan Joshi, formerly of AIB, on his show. Also on this round is on me. Gautam Purohit of Thakur's Bhojnalaya was on. On the note, Maruk and I talks about the cabinet reshuffle. And do check out Global Victoria Tech Talks. We talk about the booming gaming and edutech industries in Australia. Do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram to keep up what's going on the network. And I'd like to finally thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, CEAT, and Global Victoria. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Welcome back. We are discussing audio chat apps like Clubhouse, Twitter Spaces, and many other versions of it with Meghnad. So Naren, you had a question. So go ahead.
Yeah. So Meghnad
Twitter
mentioned
Spaces.
in passing that Twitter Spaces was not that great. Actually, he called it rubbish. And I just want to know why so, because I've been on a few Twitter Spaces chats. I've been on one which Krish Ashok and Sidin hosted, which was very nice. And so I just want to know Meghnad's sort of views on that.
Yeah, so I started answering your question and I veered off to like whatever territory. That's what happens on Clubhouse as well, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly what happens. Then I'll come back an hour later and answer your question. So, what you were saying about Twitter Spaces is true. So all these social media companies are now trying to get into this because they saw the potential of how much time people are spending here. Twitter Spaces came up, I think, damn quickly. And I think it was not really tested well. So essentially, they were giving out Twitter Spaces to specific people, and then they were starting now spaces and calling people up, etc. Now anybody can host a space. It's utter garbage because the first time I did it, my app kept crashing all the time. Like every 5 minutes, it was crashing. Then my phone crashed. I was like, what? How does this happen? What app did this? I don't even remember the last time this has happened with any app, right? And like
clearly you don't use Sony Live, so
but so that happened. Then I tried to host one again and that kept happening. Then Clubhouse came in and I saw how smooth the interface was. I mean, Clubhouse doesn't crash. It's clear. There are very less drops in audio, etc. as well.
Except the initial week where they were just overwhelmed by the volume of Android Indians
I mean, of
entering.
course, the servers are now inundated with like a lot of people. So I get that. But still, Twitter Spaces was garbage because of that. The app is really heavy. If you enter a space, that of course you can react with emojis on that. That's a great feature. But then again, if your audio is not working, what is the point of that feature also?
So that seems like an eminently fixable problem, though, right? Like tech can be solved.
The tech problem.
But the advantage of Twitter Spaces, I mean, that I see is that you already have like a profile on Twitter, right? So you know that X person is hosting and you sort of get a notification and you go in there. So you don't necessarily have to be like a audio chat user to sort of get into it. Maybe it's a gateway to use Clubhouse.
But
I think it's a tech feature. But on the other hand, I did try out Spotify Green Room briefly, and maybe it's a function of the fact that it was new. I tried it out when I think it had within a week of its launch or something. But the one thing I noticed was there were just garbage rooms over there. Like the rooms were just all about like. So there was something about. I mean, the closest I could find, which was some even remotely relevant, was a country room. So there was a country room. Oh, Indians come and talk, and I'm like, I usually stay away from those rooms because I'm like, bro, this is just going to be random. But otherwise, there's workout, there's shoot your shot rooms. Just shoot your shot. So just for reference, shoot your shot rooms are basically, I mean, it's speed dating on audio chat to some extent, where it's like in public where people like you go and it's like on an audio medium, effectively left swipe or right swipe on someone by just giving your brief intro and looking at that one profile picture DP that you put over there and pick up lines, of course, and pick up lines. So random pickup lines. So people just shoot your shots. So shoot your shots are the most common rooms that are there on Clubhouse. You'll always find some kind of
what really?
Yeah. Lot of rooms are there like that.
Yeah, you'll always. I mean, if you log on to Clubhouse, you will find one shoot your shot room and running at some point, somewhere at least, because it's all about single shoot your shot. It's either international or Indian. So that's always there. But that's what I found on Spotify Green Room. This thing it was just lots of garbage rooms, or otherwise some rooms where someone's waiting for some celebrities or talking about some other stuff or whatever. Because it was Spotify linked, also there were a lot of things around like music based rooms, like not just artist, fanboy rooms kind of thing. So, and none of the artists that were being obsessed about were anything I was interested in. So that's where I literally scanned, I scanned for about 3 minutes just to go through all the rooms available, and none of them were worthwhile. So I just abandoned it and left. So Spotify Green Room obviously has a content problem. Now with the Zuckerbucker, we don't know how this thing it will get, but considering it's linked to Facebook, I doubt the quality is going to be great, but knowing Zuckerberg's track record, it's like he's going to make it successful one way or the other. He's going to try and do something.
Those are going to be echo chambers. So there is a big market for echo chambers too. A lot of right-wing people. So we have a little family group where other than me, everyone is a right-wing maniac.
Beautiful.
And they keep asserting to each. So I'm like all of you guys on the same side. Why do you keep repeating this? I'm literally the only guy, and they need that. They need to tell each other how awesome things are.
Yeah,
they have to do that. Yeah.
Chanting twice a day. So
It's literally that. I agree. Yeah. And Naren, this is very interesting because on Clubhouse, there's a lot of I would say echo chambers being formed. It's very obvious, right? I mean, like for instance, there is a proper right-wing agenda being run there, right? Swaraj and OP India editors do like rooms every day. Like there are 3 rooms every day, and they would have like topics like Narendra Modi, greatest leader in the universe, and are
Brahmins are oppressed,
intolerant, or are liberals intolerant, or something. Essentially, you get the idea.
Like, the evil of secularism.
Yeah. Like, is secularism dead or something, obviously. I listened to a few of these rooms. Now I get kicked out. Initially, I was like new, so nobody knew me that I was there, etc. So I was allowed to be in the audience anonymously. Now a lot of people follow me, so I go into that elevated hierarchy as out, right? Which is like when I go in, I immediately show up on the right below the speakers. So then they know, oh my God, yeah. So a few times it happened, and I was so shocked initially. I went into one of these rooms, and he's like, "Hey, wo laundry wala aaya hai, record karega, nikal isko," and immediately kicked out. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, I didn't even know what
laundry wala.
I like how they called you Dhobi.
It's like laundry wala hai.
Sir Laundry.
Sir Laundry.
Sir Laundry.
Anyway, just on another thing, Naren, I understand you need to drop off now.
Yeah, it's 9. I'm going to get a call, so I'm.
All right, we'll just finish up. So thanks, Naren.
This episode will be recorded unlike a Clubhouse chat, so you can listen back to it.
We are very overt about that.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Meghnad. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. So So anyway, on that, but on so again on this note, the other part, which actually a lot of the comedians, and speaking with the comedians and stuff, what they are looking for is a way. I mean, a lot of them are actually spending significant amounts of time not just practicing their craft but also performing on Clubhouse in some ways.
Like Shreyas, who was co-host of How to Citizen.
Yeah,
he did this bizarrely weird thing, which is he's reading palms.
Optimistic palm reading.
The optimistic palm reader now, where
so you change your DP to your palm.
Yeah, your palm, and then like he reads it and tells everything good. Like everything he says is good. That is good.
Yeah, he's like Oprah.
Yeah.
All right,
amazing.
He'll start with, "Oh my God, this is the world's best palm."
Yeah.
And then he'll go from there.
Exactly. But validation galore he gives everyone.
Yeah, you'll feel great at the end of it.
People react in bizarre ways in his rooms, right? Because everyone knows he's going to say all good things, right? He's not going to tell you that, you're going to die next year or whatever. So everybody's really into it. And now he's doing it on stage as well. So he said that he tried it out in a few live locations as well, and it worked out wonderfully. So now he's going to start doing an entire set on optimistic palm reading.
Yeah, just the other day he did an optimistic paw reading also, where he basically so he asked people to post pictures of their pets' paws, and then he read those paws also. But anyway, on that, so in that space, do you think? I mean, what do you, in your opinion, what do you think is the way that like first content creators can say start monetizing their craft and making money out of a Clubhouse, and second, do you think there is a way that brands can enter and like truly start monetizing the platform in any way?
So with Clubhouse, if you look at it, or any of these audio apps, what you look at it, what you're essentially doing is you're doing a conference, like a physical conference that happens on a particular topic. So for example, I want to do a room or a conference on TV news, right?
Yeah.
So on a regular, like a non-audio app way, I will find a guy who will set up an auditorium where I can invite people. You have to physically travel there. Then I have to get the speakers. I have to fly them down. I have to do all those things. And then, of course, snacks and whatever. And then promote the room on the conference in a bunch of places so that people attend. That is happening. But Clubhouse is the reduced version of that, which is essentially, I say today that tomorrow 7:30, I'm going to do a room on, TV news, right? And you put it on your calendar, you share it on your social media, people actually put a notification on. I've had so many people who came in yesterday, which at the room I did, which said, oh my God, I was so excited about this room. I wanted to hear you guys.
I mean, I'm now feeling I'm getting FOMO. I missed out. I forgot. I didn't get any notification from anywhere. And I'm like, shit, dude, I missed the room.
But that's the thing. It's very interesting, right? It's a conference. So then it can be a ticketed conference. I mean, all other conferences are ticketed. So why can't there be an audio conference which is ticketed as well? Like, for instance, I can ticket How to Citizen now, right? So like episode 3, now I've done 2, but there are a lot of people who like it. I can do another third one for free. But then from chapter 4, I can turn it into a ticketed event, right? Every fortnight, I will do like a calendar, and that will also put pressure on me to deliver, right? So people will be expecting me to come at certain time because they paid for it, right? And I think that's a great way to sort of monetize audio chats as well, right? Because for instance, I think Shekhar Gupta does this Cut the Clutter, right? He calls in people for interviews, etc. I think they tried to do it like a ticketed event also, right? Again, interesting, because I know a lot of interesting people. I know a lot of people who other people might want to interact with. I can call them in and then make it a ticketed event and share the revenue, right?
Right.
Like, say, for instance, Shriketh and me want to like do a room or whatever. We can share the revenue and we can start a ticketed event. Like, Procrastination Station can be a ticketed event. Why not?
Oh, for sure. But that's where actually
palm reading. Right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's
but
such
then
on giant ticketed event.
and the other thing being, which is also, I mean, there are a couple of tech solutions that were being talked about. I mean, almost like for especially with comedians, they were talking about having a function like a tip jar.
Tipping
if
the
it's not a
moderators.
ticketed event,
if
it's not a ticketed event, then it's basically like a comedian who's kind of has a tip jar that's opened in like their profile, and like if you're enjoying what the comedian's saying or what they're performing or whatever, you can like, it's a pay as you like kind of model,
like super chats.
Like super chats, exactly, like super chats on YouTube and stuff like that. So you have this pay as you like model where you can do that. Alternatively, the other thing which I was thinking was, I mean, both of these require technological changes on the Clubhouse platform. But if there is a way where, say, branded rooms, right? There are brands and brands who have paid for certain rooms to happen, who have paid moderators to conduct certain rooms, who are probably doing audio plugs in some way. Now, I mean, that's more a awareness thing. I don't know how you track the efficacy of the branding over there, but I see that also happening sometime in the future.
Shriketh, one thing interesting about something like Clubhouse is that the algorithm is sort of giving you rooms based on your usage, right? For instance, if I spend some time in a particular room with a particular amount of people, and then I go into another room with a particular amount of people, they are
Right.
sort of also understanding that I'm spending time with a certain group of people, right? So then if my likes and their likes are comparative, they will essentially show me a particular room which is a branded room, right, which I can
Mhm.
promote it. That can be one way to go about it. But I think, as far as I know, they're not planning to do anything of that sort, right? Because
Mm.
I think the revenue, just like the subscription model of news, where you pay for the content that you're consuming yourself, I
Mm.
think Clubhouse will go that way more, because for every transaction they can take a cut,
Mm.
and that's a great thing.
Mm.
Plus, the transactions would completely depend on how the network effect happens, right?
Mm.
And going by what you saw, the statistics that Shrikesh said, the amount of time people are spending on
Yeah.
it, it's a great sort of revenue. Because think about it. So if you spend like 2 hours in a room, and the moderator or someone subtly keeps telling you, acha, you can share a tip or whatever, after a point you'll get convinced and you'll tip them. I feel
Yeah.
like that will happen to me for sure.
Yeah.
End up
Obviously.
tipping random people I like because they just said something amazing, or
Yeah.
they had like something which I really liked,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah.
spend so much time with them, there'll be familiarity as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like
And I can almost think of something like a Clubhouse wallet, where you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a bunch of
Yeah.
money and then you can like tip people based on like
Yeah.
whatever, if you like something that they said and stuff. And that would really encourage content creators to kind of in fact, it would spawn off a whole different content revolution, where people are trying to find the most interesting things they can kind of do,
Absolutely.
rooms they can
Yeah.
create and stuff like that. And that would actually be a very positive revenue model, because there's no advertiser led thing over there, right? It's
Because
all about the content.
also because if you have like these promoted rooms, it's really hard to relate, right? So
Yeah.
essentially, like for instance, if you're paying money to push up a room, etc., and it shows up as promoted, I'll not go there. I'll be
And
like, yeah,
it's just like promoted tweets on Twitter, like in your
Yeah.
feed. You get these random, like I get I'm reading about sports and I'm getting a SAP ka notification or
Yeah,
tweet something in the middle of it. So I'm like, why the hell am I looking at this? So it's something on those lines.
And it's very fascinating if you think about how advertising would evolve as a result as well, right? Because I think everyone is very interested in this audio chat format now.
Yeah.
I mean, Lallan Top is doing regular rooms on Twitter Spaces, right? So like
Oh.
Saurabh and Lallan Top, and they have done fascinating rooms. So they go from political to absolutely random. Like they're like, Are chalo breakfast karte hai, and Lallan Top is doing a room. So that is happening. Then there is another very interesting thing I'm seeing every morning. Mayank Saxena, this ex-journalist, now writer, does this morning headlines room, okay? Where people come in and they just discuss the headlines that they're reading in the morning. Now, I was very interested, so I went in. Now I go there regularly because like I get like a dose of morning news just while I'm having my coffee.
Yeah.
People are also giving their opinions, talking about it, etc. So I know that is the interest of the day.
Yeah.
And like it's such a valuable sort of information for me, because I know that people are worried or care or do, at least in that circle. I'm not saying
No, I think that's what
but
Naren
still.
said. Yeah, what Naren said makes a lot of sense, where especially the room that you described is like a room where not only are you getting the information, the basic facts, but you're also getting the initial layer of opinions that you need to play with so that you can be
Yeah.
a more informed person.
Yeah.
And that's what Clubhouse can give you.
For brands and marketers, I guess it's a free market research tool as well, right? You can
Obviously,
basically
yeah, for sure. For sure.
figure
If
out
you
the
want to find
pulse
out
of-
about a particular topic,
yeah,
that would be
or
really
just a
interesting.
pulse of what people are thinking. What should I put in my next ad, etc., etc.
Although I don't think it would be very definitive, because your Clubhouse doesn't show you all the rooms that are running there. It'll show you based on its algorithm and your interests and what you're saying and what you have subscribed to. It'll show you more rooms of that sort. It won't show you like, so for example, if I have never joined a room with Meghnad, it'll never show me a room from Meghnad or any if I'm not shown any interesting people who are following Meghnad at all. I will never see any of his rooms. I will only see the rooms that of the people I follow or the people who I have joined and stuff like that. So
but that's the interesting thing about Clubhouse as well, because it's not about just following celebrities anymore, right? So essentially,
yeah,
sure, you can follow me and like 5 other people who are popular, etc. But then you won't get good recommendations.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah, yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
you have to follow like a shit ton of people with varied interests. So
Yeah.
what I do on Clubhouse now is that I go into a random room. If anyone says even 2 interesting sentences which make me chuckle or make me think or whatever, I follow them.
Yeah,
I don't take
that's the
it.
rule of thumb for Clubhouse. I agree.
Yeah. And then like whenever they go into another room, I end up, and I've made like, I won't say friends, but like I have made a lot of acquaintances like this now, which is essentially going into their rooms. And now what happens is when you are say familiar with someone, they will start closed social rooms. So a group of people will come in every morning and you enter that social room, you chill with like 10 people who you know now, like for the last month, who have been in rooms, etc. And you talk about things and you do just socializing in general, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a valuable thing as well, not just for marketers, but as users as well, to form like a sort of a community or to form some sort of relationship or in a virtual space. I feel like that's an excellent way to do it.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's great. I think we're starting to wind up. So Meghna, do you have any plugs that you would like to make?
Yes, listen to our podcasts on News Laundry and subscribe to News Laundry.
Pay to keep news free.
Yes.
गर्व से बोलो मेरे खर्च पे आजाद है खबरें.
And also like listen to my other podcast as well, How to Citizen. It has been many years, but I heard a few episodes. Even now they are relevant. And some of them are actually
like the civics textbook.
Yeah, the civics. We made like absolute predictions and they're happening. Left,
oh
right,
man, yeah. It's actually, it's quite prescient at this point.
Yeah. So please listen to that podcast as well, and also subscribe to News Laundry.
Yeah. Any Clubhouse rooms that you're going to be running in the near future?
I will run another How to Citizen room maybe this weekend itself. I'm just trying to figure out my schedule, etc. And I do like a bunch of rooms just randomly. You'll see notifications. So follow me on Clubhouse. I'm at me Meghnad on Clubhouse as well, so you can find me there.
It's entirely great that his name starts with a meme. So that's even better. So that's that. Tony, you want to add anything? No. Are you on any of these platforms as yet?
No, the only ones I've used is Twitter Spaces and just the Salem Junction one, which Naren mentioned.
Excellent. Achha. So anyway, so guys, that was our chat with Meghnad on audio chat. So please do join and follow. I'm on Clubhouse as well at Shrikeet, and we are all on Twitter, obviously, at Naughty Tony, at Shrikeet, at me Meghnad on Twitter as well, right? Yes. So please join and follow. And that's that for that. Thank you so much, Meghnad, for joining us today and having this amazing discussion. A lot of fun.
Yes.
And see you everyone next week. Till then, we don't have Naren, so Tony, you take over.
Yeah. Stay safe, stay unrecorded, and stay simplified.
Excellent. Chalo, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood.
Get accustomed to womanhood.
Enjoy the experience of sisterhood.
Might get to wifehood.
Or not. Choose motherhood.
Or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
Earn a livelihood.
Change the neighborhood.
And get rid of the falsehood that life post-academia is easy.
So join me, Ritasha.
And me, Ayushi.
On a journey from station starting point.
To station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station. And hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.
Namaskar, dear friends. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi. Life, as you know, is a journey. And you and I, travelers, how can we celebrate this travel? I have a podcast for you, Begin the Journey. I share stories and moments from my life. Do tune in every Monday and Thursday to listen to my podcast on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Cheers.